All right, let's go. So, welcome to another episode of eCom Raw Reality, where we talk all things e-commerce, Shopify, Meta ads, Google ads, email marketing. And I'm not sure if you'll hear, but there's some noise in here because there's some kind of concert. I can't tell you what it is because I have no idea. But with that being said, let's talk about the summer slowdown. The summer slowdown in e-commerce in general, because there is a slowdown in or for many brands, better said, because think of it like this: are you really going to spend the most money you will ever spend on supplements during this time? Will you spend it on, let's say, what else, clothes? I mean, even on clothes you probably won't buy new ones consistently during this time, because if you're at a certain age you already have so many clothes, right? This is not the case for women and even for some men, but still it's not necessarily the best time, because what are you going to sell? The summer bundle, or it's not the best of time, because as you can see, even right here, right, people outside, people at the concert, right? So they won't be spending as much money during this time online if they can get experiences, if they can go on a holiday, if they can, let's say, go to the beach, tan, whatever, right? Whatever everyone is spending money on. So I'm also saying this because if you are aware that it's a slower season, then of course you can just pull back a little. You need to be aware that if things are slower, you don't have to force it. For example, if let's say a relationship with a friend right now doesn't work, right? Why try to force it when you could just pull back slightly, right? Let things regroup and just not force it, because whenever you force something, does it work well? No, it doesn't. However, I did mention recently about 4th of July, Prime Day, and those are definitely good times. But the thing is that those are the only things right now, I'd say, that are really, really going to save, I would say, many e-com brands from having just slower performance. It's a slump. It's not an excuse though, because like I said, even with some of the brands that I work with, what we do during this time is basically just have different offers, like we try some kind of 4th of July ones, then we also try, let's say, Prime Day, so basically taking advantage of whatever there is right now in the market, right? If Amazon promotes a Prime Day sale, try to take advantage of that. You're basically taking, and this is not something new even for videos and YouTube in general, you're taking someone's popularity, someone's clout, let's say, right, marketing dollars, and you're using those marketing dollars, let's say, that attention for yourself. And I would say that's one of the main things you could do during this time. Just be aware of what can be done, what can't be done, because I won't be having necessarily like mega wins in terms of sales with the brands that I work with. However, that's not the only thing, right? That's not the only thing that you can have. Other things that I'm actually doing right now with brands is creating better systems, tests, collaborations, because, for example, today is 4th of July actually when I'm filming this. I might post it one day later, but today is 4th of July, right? So many emails about 4th of July. Some are going to do well, some not necessarily. And at the same time, I'm sending clients some updates. I am actually sending also a happy 4th of July message, because why not? They are also relaxing. I'm to some extent also relaxing, meaning that I'm not doing anything crazy new right now, not testing any kind of new ad or anything like that. Just managing some budgets, making sure emails are being sent out, and also thinking about things like CRO, like price testing, like offer creation, right? So basically, for many brands that I work with, even though I would say that the main service is, let's say, Facebook ads, Google ads, it is more so a partnership about growing the ecom business, right? And let me tell you why I'm also doing this, because SMMA was a thing, right? But it was like a very limited type of service to some extent, because you were doing Facebook ads, right? I mean, now Facebook ads are so easy, like you can learn them just by watching a few videos on Facebook. Pretty easy on YouTube, my bad. Even though probably Facebook also has videos about it. However, what is harder is to actually connect all the dots, you know, because even right now, I'm growing my team, and I usually start with contracts that are part-time with the people that I work with, because I know in most cases that it might be a good fit, it might not, right? You don't know what you don't know, so you have to try. And I'm starting part-time usually just to see if someone fits into the team, the culture, and so on. And then also making sure that this is where they want to be, where they want to grow, and it's the perfect timing for them, right? Because sometimes someone just has too much experience and they just want to like do one thing, like just knock with a hammer, you know, they know how to do that, and that's what they want to keep doing. And that's fine, although in most cases, for example, I do prefer people who like to learn, you know, because if you find people who like to learn, they'll always grow. If you find someone who's, let's say, an 8 out of 10, right? They're really good at what they're doing. 8 out of 10 is pretty good. And then you also have someone who is, let's say, a 2 or 3 out of 10. And let me show you a cat here. All right, can you see the cat? There's a cat. I'm also here. All right, let's switch back. Enough cats. Seems like it could be someone's cat. So let's come back to what we're talking about, which I actually forgot. But you know, we were talking about just like focusing on the right things, and either email ads and team members, right? That was the main thing that we're still talking about. It's all about timing, right? Is it the right time, even for ads? Is it the right time to scale? Is it the right time to bring an in-house designer? Is it the right time to work with an agency? And especially with people, right now I actually have someone on the team who is part-time, who is coming from an accounting background, and she might want to come into this full-time, but she's very raw. Like, she's just starting. I'm teaching her almost everything, but she is able to learn, but needs a lot of guidance. And this is where you actually need to understand when someone actually needs help, right? Versus, let's say, them not being, let's say, I don't know, sharp or open to learning, right? Because sometimes you believe someone could be lazy, but it's just because you haven't even shown them how to do something, right? And this is something that I struggle with, because I'm super fast with what I'm doing, typically, right? Probably not at the same speed as Elon Musk, Alex Hormozy, and all of those guys, right? Otherwise, I would be making much more. But at the same time, when I'm working with my team members, I realize just how slow they are. But I think that's how someone like Hormozy, Elon would look at me as well. You know, it's like, man, this guy is actually like launching his own ads. Is he actually doing it one by one, and so on, right? So definitely I have my own inefficiencies, but at least here I know how to do something, right? So if I see someone doing something slow, I do try to teach them as much as possible, and just make sure that they can also be or grow, you know, in order to not necessarily be at the same level as I am, because they won't probably work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, and so on, right? Because they don't enjoy probably the game as much. But over time they might, because working online, honestly, it's for many people like a godsend, because it's just like playing video games, but you're actually making money and you can do it with people that you like. So it's basically at least 2 wins there, 2 huge wins, because work will be a part of your life regardless. And that's why basically the subject is not so much about like tactics on Facebook, cost caps, creative strategy, CRO, and so on, right? Because it's more so even higher level than that. It's more so about, all right, what are you actually doing when things just are slower, you know? Like, you have to take it as it is, and also be aware that you can run faster, you can try harder, but you won't get better results necessarily, you know. So that's a reminder for myself, maybe a reminder for you as well. So if you enjoyed it, you can leave a like, leave a comment if you want, and until next time, peace out.